Hi, Gary here. Some of the guys are helping me with the intros for today's songs. So what's the first song, Eddie?
This song is He is our God, and it reminds me of a great song, and I'm really happy to play drum soon as we finish this pandemic or whatever.
I'm here with Rex, and he's going to tell us his thoughts about Men's Convention.
Yeah, well, we had some very interesting talks, but one of the highlights for me was a farmer giving his talk on what it's like to go through difficult situation. Obviously, the recent droughts and now the COVID situation has made things even more acute. And it's interesting how he was talking about his hope in Jesus as getting him through tough times, something that we can all relate to now. And we can probably all relate as we go to our next song, which is Christ Our Hope in Life and Death.
Good choice, Rex. I'm here with Alan now, and what did you get out of this morning?
Well, what we took, just been to listen to Basecamp, and it was quite an interesting stage where all live. It was a live broadcast. We heard some great talks, three very good speakers, and they were challenging about, I think, some of the masculinity of men, where sometimes we see that as our way to solve problems, but we have to be reminded that we need to think about, we need to put our faith in Christ, I think. And there was a particularly very good talk by John Lennox, who was at the end of the presentation. He gave this whole thing about how we should, how to reach out to other people. He said, despite the fact we've got so many rules, regulations, restrictions, political correctness, but he said we still should work on one-to-one conversations and introduce people to Christ. And I think that's where our hope is. And on that thing, I'd like to introduce the next song is My Hope Is Built. And I think that's a very good song to follow up.
Sounds good. It's Saturday, and we've just been at Basecamp, but at my house. And Murray's here, and he's going to give us a little reflection and introduce the next song. Murray.
So we were looking at, we're at Basecamp, which is more sort of lower mountains camp here in Wentworthville, but and challenged as men, and the challenge was about how to be a strong man or a weak man, and weakness, it's not that, I guess, popular, but that's how we're to live our lives as Christians, following the example of Jesus. And one thing I was challenged by is an area in my life that I'm not really good at, is just witnessing about Jesus in everyday conversation. So it was good to be reminded and challenged of that, and I guess that means we've got to live for the kingdom, and that's going to be our next song, Live for the Kingdom.